2022 A-Level Physics MCQ question number 24. The ball projected at a velocity 10 ms minus 1 horizontally from the top edge of a building of height 20 meter. While falling, the ball splits into two identical pieces x and y. Then pieces x and y hit the ground simultaneously at horizontal distances 10 meter and r respectively from the building as shown in the figure. Neglect air resistance. What is the distance r? The question is r. There is a given figure. A ball projected 10 ms minus 1. There are two splitting parts, but I consider if the ball does not split, if the ball does not split, this is the path where the ball goes. Then this is downward displacement is 20 meters. I calculate time taken for the ball to hit the ground if the ball does not split. I apply downward S equal ut plus half at squared. S is 20. U. There is no velocity downward. No vertical downward velocity. Therefore, this term is 0 plus half minus 10. Gravitational acceleration is plus 10. Downward plus 10. Doesn't need brackets 10 into t square. T is equal 2 seconds. T is equal 2 seconds. Then I calculate the horizontal distance or horizontal range to the point where the ball hits the ground if the ball does not split. If the ball does not split, I will calculate the horizontal range from the building. I apply horizontally S equal ut plus half at squared is 0 because there is no acceleration horizontally. There is no acceleration horizontally. Therefore, this term is 0. S equal u 10. The projection velocity horizontally 10 ms minus 1 and t we calculated already 2. S equal 20 meters. If the ball does not split, it hits the ground 20 meters from the building. Now I consider if the ball hits the ground, if the ball splitted, one part hits the ground. This point, the distance from this part is 10 meters from the building. 10 meters. And the other splitted part hits the ground such a point this point, and it is given, the horizontal range is given r. We have to find the value of r, and you can calculate now the center of gravity of the ball, that means this point, the total mass, and the ball hits the point, if the ball does not split, and splitted part to the splitted part, this is 20 minus 10, therefore this distance is 10 meters also. And I take the mass of one splitted part is m, and also other splitted part, mass of other splitted part also m. Therefore, the total mass of the ball should be 2m. The total mass of the ball is 2m. The important thing is, in this case, if the ball does not have external forces, ball does not have external forces to the explosion or splitting the parts. This is due to internal forces. The splitting the ball due to internal forces. Therefore, the center of gravity does not vary. The path of the center of gravity does not vary. Always it goes this path. The center of gravity of these splitted parts should be on this path, always on this path. When the splitted parts are in these two, the center of gravity of these two parts should be in this point. Right? When the ball hits the ground, the center of gravity of splitted parts should be in this point. And now there is no the ball. Therefore, I remove this one. We have only two split parts. These are two identical parts. Split parts are identical parts. Therefore, center of gravity of two identical parts should be at midpoint of line joining two parts. Therefore, center of gravity should be midpoint of the point, and the center of gravity should be the point where the ball hits if the ball does not split. And therefore, the distance to the other part from this point should be 10 meters, because this point should be midpoint of the splitted parts, midpoint of the distance between splitted part, because two identical center of gravity of two identical parts, and also this point is the center of gravity of two identical parts and ball hit, where the ball hits the ground, if the ball does not split. Therefore, the total distance to the other part is equal 30 meters. Therefore, R is equal 30 meters. Answer is number 2, 30 meters from the building. You can calculate such questions using moment also. You can apply such a question considering moment also. Or ratio, you can take. You think about, let's take, due to internal